Now, for anyone that was in session 1 of our BG sessions, I would definitely encourage anyone that wasn't. I definitely encourage you to pop back and look at that if you have some time, because the team did an absolutely fantastic job of really going over the ins and the outs of microbits, understanding how they work, all the buttons, all the plays, and it really was something to be seen. As much as I would love to go back over that again tonight, we just unfortunately don't have the time. Going to a really sort of brief overview of what the microbits are, roughly how to use MakeCode, and then we'll have to go forward with the actual task. But if you are wanting information, you can reach out to really anyone here, as well as watching back that first session as well at your own time. So once the pupils understand the conditional logic and unplug setting, it's time to bring in the technology, specifically the BBC microbit. But I like we were talking about spheros and things like that as well. This could be applicable to these as well. The small device is perfect for primary because it responds to inputs like button presses and shaking and displays outputs in the LED grid. But the good news as well is every primary school, every school in Scotland does have one of these kits somewhere. If it's not there, find out where it is. Ask your teacher, ask your STEM leads, and find out what cupboard they've been hidden away in, because they will definitely be there. And if you are struggling with any of that, please reach out to us or any of the STACS team. I'm sure we can help with that terminology for you there. So we're going to be using the Microsoft MakeCode platform, which you may or may not be familiar with already. We're going to have a quick look at it. It's simply a block-based editor, very similar to Scratch. We've used that. That requires absolutely no typing. It's visual, intuitive, and lets pupils drag and drop logic blocks into place, reinforcing that same structure that we just practiced of the if, then, else, just in a digital format. So we've got the MakeCode website, and then this is the main environment that all pupils would be using to the programs on their microbits. And we'll sort of try and guide them through the logic, the input, the variable section with the blocks, so the if, then, else, the shake, the sets can be found. There is so many amazing things that they can do. For our very small idea this morning and this afternoon, that's going to help us do that. But ultimately, there's it's only it stretches their imagination. So begin by connecting that same logic ideas. If something happens, then do this. Else, we do something else. We're going to take that directly into a digital project. Now, this should make the transition from unplugged to plugged seamless. If we get that first bit right and the kids are already moving around with their cards or acting it out, this won't feel like a big jump. We're all taking these amazing ideas and letting them pop it straight onto the computers. This is where it should all come together. Now, today in this session, we're going to aim to build the microbit program that plays rock, paper, scissors, or allows the pupils to play that without having to use their hands themselves. And people should just shake the microbit to choose their hands, and that should choose the random opponent against them. So here's the if, then, else logic. If the hands match, it's a draw. If the player wins, they get a point. Else, the opponent wins. In this case, the opponent being their microbits. Shows the pupil how logic becomes real in digital system, and it's fun. Like we said at the beginning, any way we can sort of gamify what we're doing is going to be a big winner there, essentially. So in the next section, we're going to sort of jump into the MakeCode website and have a look at this ourselves. But we've got our feedback board here, and I appreciate it's been a very short amount of time since the last one, but it'd be great if anyone did have any sort of specific microbit or MakeCode questions in general, either about what we're going to do or just anything logistically. Feel free to fire them in here. I know that there's a range of experience within the room in terms of people that have used them a lot, and who've just started using them. So if there's any sort of logistical questions around microbit, feel free to fire them in here. If not, we can just dance along. Lovely. It's what I'm going to say. MakeCode is a great, right? Yep, 100%. Take you through program step by step. But like I say, we're going to show you how to build it. From the ground up. I say the ground up is very simple, but there is lots and lots of tutorials ready baked into there. So even if you've got the confidence to get the kids onto microbit MakeCode, but not really sure where to take it, there's 101 ideas ready to go for them, as well as the sort of self-guided things as well. But Laura here's in the views the MakeCode website P3 and upwards. Don't see any major issues with younger pupils. Microbit simulator is ideal for kids who don't have it at home. 100%. That's great. I know, especially over lockdown, that was a huge thing. That was sort of this transition through that. Even if the kids are really enjoying it in class, which you'd like to hope they are, they can still go home and show anyone at home, or just try little things using the simulator, which we'll get a chance to play with in just a minute or two as well. So no matter what, it's incredibly accessible. Even if you've got a bigger class or for whatever reason you can't get your hands on the full kit, it's not going to stop you performing these tasks. We've got done rock, paper, scissors, classic, yep, 100%, looking for engaging programs to make, definitely. And we're going to touch on that a little bit later on as well. We've got a couple of different ideas later on, but there is absolutely loads and loads available. And I can see Laura is already plugging the channel that she's got, which has lots of different things in there. I've seen that as well. It's really nice. The good thing is once they start, it's really hard to stop, in the sense of once they've got the basics of most games, they're all very, very similar foundations. But definitely, Laura's talking those code long videos, really, really useful to use either yourself or with pupils as well. I've used MakeCode P17. I've had pupils use it this afternoon. Fantastic to hear. It is a really accessible website. It does allow pupils to get hands-on really, really fast. So happy to see that going. Definitely, yeah. Yep, so you can see Laura's talking about the color code in the website. Pupils that sort of find it hard to read in that sort of traditional black and white setting. 100% could not agree more. And then very quickly they learn what colors go where and how to work that forward as well. And I've actually got a couple of pupils that have quite heavily dyslexia, the green overlay in classes, and by using that in the micro website, it works really, really well. To be fair, it transitions quite nicely. So you can see a lot of work's been put in the background to make sure that is as appropriate for everyone. Lovely. So I'm going to jump ahead to actually now talk about how we're going to do this in practice, because ultimately it's probably the main reason that a lot of us have came. We've got the nice unplugged activity. We know how we can start talking about things, but how do we actually get it into the hands of the pupils and get them making their own programs?